And now, Funko presents Inside the Artist Studio.
Welcome back to Inside the Artist Studio. I'm Ben.
I'm Sean. Glad to be here. Excited about this new episode.
Yeah.
We have a new word.
Yes,
as we always do
Yep.
every time we do this.
Yep.
And the word today is inspiration.
Yeah, inspiration. That's a perfect word. I mean, everything we do comes from some form of inspiration, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what art is about, right? It's kind of, and where you get inspired from. What are the kind of things that you know, get the juices flowing, get the creative thing going?
Absolutely.
And so really inspiration is at the top of the hierarchy of sort of the art process, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the things like that you go to for inspiration when you're working?
You know, it's often looking at things of the past, as you know, with Funko being the sort of nostalgia. I love to dig up old things, antiquing, those kind of things. I know you're a big fan of kind of doing that.
Yeah.
Where you just find the strangest art from who knows where, from who knows who.
Yep.
How about you?
What's your thing? I think I can get inspired by just about anything, right? Music, labels in the store, packaging, just anything. Old illustrations, old advertising,
Right.
And then all the things you mentioned. I think, yeah, it can come from anywhere and really kind of set you off on really diving into what you're working on.
Right, and inspiration is kind of what we're going to talk about today, obviously,
Yeah.
the word of the day. And it looks like we got a table of some cool stuff.
Yeah, so we have a guest coming today who's going to really dive deeper into what we have here on the table and the whole idea of inspiration and how she does her job. So, and I'm pretty sure she's going to be here any minute now. So that's
Awesome.
That's really,
Oh, there we
she is.
Guys,
Hey, Kayla, how are you?
hi,
Hey,
good. How are
welcome
you?
to
Thank
the
you.
Artist Studio.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. So, hey, introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, my name is Kayla. I'm an art director for Creative Services, which oversees photography, which I think we're going to be talking about today.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, yeah, excited to hear more about it from your end, and I know the audience obviously is.
Yeah.
So, to start off, tell us a little bit about your path to Funko.
Yeah, I had always been interested in photography, definitely freelancing, starting off with smaller companies to larger companies, moved across the country to Washington from Texas, and saw that Funko was located here. And so as a big fan of pop culture, it kind of became the dream job. Never thought that I would actually get the gig, interviewed actually with you.
Yes, yes, and I loved you immediately. Of course.
And got the job, and so been here ever since. I'm going on 5 years this month. So
Fantastic.
yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah.
I know you started in photography and the team has grown so much. What's been the biggest change from when you started to where we are now with photography as a whole?
Yeah, when I started, actually, there wasn't a photography team at all. So I definitely saw a hole. Photography was just kind of viewed as something when it's needed. But, coming from being a fan of the company, I definitely realized that people probably want to see these products that they love and photographs and, mimicking scenes that they know and recognize. So I pitched it. And here we are now, years later, and we have a whole team of amazing photographers that we get to work with every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Funko's become such a presence on the internet in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean,
Yeah.
kind of almost where you started.
Yeah.
And so what a need for the visual aspect of it and
Yeah.
just, sort of the things you brought to it.
Yeah.
So speaking on that, talk a little bit about how you sort of stage some of your photography things. I know some of these great socials we put out and all that. It really takes the character into a scene. I know we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we got sort of a few props. But talk a little bit about what that process is for you guys.
Yeah, it definitely kind of depends on the license. If it's sort of a large series, one of our big name kind of things that we're working on, the first thing that we're going to do obviously is research it. I feel like what we always try and do with our photography is relate to the fan, I think. And so like I said earlier, kind of mimic a scene. So from there, when we know that, we're kind of brainstorming and figuring out what we want it to
Looking
look
for
like.
your inspiration.
Exactly, looking for my inspiration. And so we have all of these kind of amazing things that we get to use that help us kind of get that feeling of a pop in a real world sense through photography. So, we have grass, it's definitely more to pop scale, or snow, a tree, anything that can kind of help with that, you know,
This one's got glitter.
it does have glitter, yeah.
The impact of
Yes,
that, right?
exactly,
From your
yeah.
lighting and all.
Gives a little sparkle to the background. And so we use like a duster for things like that to kind of kick up sand or snow and definitely add
Kinda create movement, right?
Exactly,
Cool.
add movement
Cool.
and motion. It's really kind of difficult with pop figures. We don't have expressions on their faces, so we kind of have to figure out how can we inject personality into these photographs. So a lot of these things help with doing that.
Yeah.
And this also, doubles as a pen beer.
Beer beer. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
So
good.
just, a
Yeah.
little trick, and
Yeah,
so you guys know that
looks,
already.
looks alike, yeah.
So, okay, so when you mentioned inspiration, what are some of the inspirations that you go to all the time or your photography team goes to, and how does it vary, with different
Yeah.
properties and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you can be inspired by anything, really. I feel like, personally myself, I lean a lot towards movies and films because of the way that they frame things, the way they frame their subjects. It obviously evokes an emotion from us,
Right.
which kind of leads me to something really great that I brought along that I
Really?
can show you
Yeah,
guys.
no, I heard you brought something cool.
Yes.
So, yeah, let's have a
yeah.
look.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Definitely.
Whoa!
This thing is huge. Kayla, come out here.
Yeah.
Tell us about this. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, this is one of the mini sets that we actually get to use with our photography. Honestly, one of my favorites. We have lucky to have this amazing team here that gets to build us these sets actually. So anytime we do find inspiration in anything we're watching and we kind of want to mimic that scene, we get to ask this team to build us something, and this is one of the great examples of it. So yeah, it's built to pop size, so we definitely can use it in many ways. They even built in a mirror on the side too to kind of extend it all the way in our photographs. So
Wow.
it's incredible.
Yeah,
So,
this is the kind of thing that's been bringing the photos to life in these last few years, right? Just
Yeah.
taking it to this next step.
yeah.
Wow, well, this was amazing, Kayla. This was really amazing. Really appreciate you coming by and sharing
Yeah.
your photography expertise and,
Yes.
and these amazing props.
Of course, thank you guys so much for having me. It was a ton of fun. So
Yeah.
I'll see you back at the office, but I'll leave this here for you guys, okay?
All right, thank you.
Bye, Kayla.
Thanks,
All
right,
guys.
see you,
Kayla.
Bye.
Wow, that was unreal. I mean,
Yeah.
look at this thing. So, wow. Okay, well, this is a perfect time for us to cut to questions from the viewer. And in the meantime, we will move this out of here so we can see each
let's do
other.
it.
All right. All right, let's take a look at our first question.
Yep.
What is the most difficult Funko Pop to design and make? What do you think about that?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of challenges for sure in doing these, and nondescript kind of things that don't always have eyes, etc. I think one of the biggest challenges was that big fleshy monster from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Like literally, there's no form, no eyes, no mouth, no anything. So that was kind of a weird challenge, and yet we pulled it off. And
Yeah.
I think I remember the first challenge and really thinking of getting away from human characters and working into other things and other challenges of the pop is, I think it was Nemo, finding Nemo. When
Yeah.
you first started with us, I remember thinking, fish? Can we turn a fish into a pop? And you took on the challenge and
Yeah.
pulled it off. So, and since then, I mean, really, there's nothing we haven't we
Yeah.
can make that a pop.
Yeah, we always figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
All right, and second question is, why did we switch to renders on the pop box?
That is a great
Yeah.
question and something that we toiled over for a long time.
Yeah.
I think, our process got more complicated as we went. The scopes were getting more detailed. The feedback from the licensors and just our process in general. We used to create those vector art early on, and then it would hold through. But with just how far we go with sculpts and all the feedback, we were having to change things so much, and it wasn't necessarily accurately reflecting what the product was. And so we tried a few where we created a render,
Right.
and we went back and forth
Right,
quite a
right.
bit about how do we make this still feel close. We didn't go full 3D render. We wanted to
Right.
make something that felt close but could really represent the new products and where we were going with pop. So that was really kind of the reason why we switched, and hopefully we're still capturing the essence of what we originally started.
Yeah, I feel like it is. I mean, I love those classics for so
Yeah.
many things, and even the primitive sort of stances and all that. But as it moves forward, as the new challenges and the sort of the growth of our product, right?
Yep.
That we kind of have to keep up with that and work within that, right?
Yep, absolutely. All right, it's that time for us to look at fan artwork for this week. So let's
Yeah,
take
what
a
we got?
look. This comes from Julie, one of our longtime fanatics, and
Nice.
this is Workout Freddy,
Workout.
which near and dear to our heart. I mean, we
a lot of time in the gym.
Yeah, well, we're not here. We're in the gym working out.
Pretty much.
That's how we make ourselves look like this.
Good stuff. I love this treatment of Freddy, and I love seeing Freddy applied to different groups that get together.
Yeah.
It's always about community. I think that's what makes Funko special and fun in that way. And Freddy's trying to slim down. It's, it's a thing you do, and he's there to guide it.
Absolutely. And Freddy is about connecting, right? No matter where he is, like workout, cooking, reading clubs, whatever it is. Yeah, so this is a great example of that. Thanks, Julie, for sending in that Freddy artwork. We love taking a look at artwork, and we would love to see the artwork that you guys are making at home. So feel free to send in your artwork to the artist studio at funko.com, and we would love to talk about it.
Yeah. So that kind of wraps things up, right?
Yep.
What a great show.
Absolutely.
Again, we love doing this. Kayla coming by, talking photography, everything.
Yep.
Let's do it again soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Till then.
All right. Bye.
See ya.